Good morning and welcome back to World Talks with me, Salia Strzemska. As promised, we're going to discuss Ukraine. President Volodymyr Zelenskyy attended the Ukraine Defense Contact Group meeting in Rammstein on Friday. The group was established to coordinate allied support and arms deliveries to Ukraine. During the meeting, he reiterated that Ukraine, quote, needs to have this long-range capability not only on the occupied territory of Ukraine, but also on the Russian territory. It seems, however, that his pleas will not bring the result he was hoping for. To discuss, I am joined here this morning by Oleksiy Goncharenko, Ukrainian MP, and Louis Virenga, International Relations Institute, Baltic Defense College. Good morning, sirs.
Good morning.
Well, I guess Mr. Virenga will not be joining us after all. So good morning, Mr. Goncharenko. Great having you on. Much appreciated. Let me start by asking you about what Lloyd Austin said. He clearly hinted at the fact that the U.S. will not greenlight the use of long-range weapons by Ukraine on the Russian territory. What do you think about this? Will the U.S. still change its mind? Can Biden change his mind?
That's a good question. In general, it raises the question, does really our ally and in general our allies, do they really want Ukraine to win? I don't want to sound like rude in any way. We are very thankful for all support we are receiving. But for the moment, it looks like we are receiving just enough support to survive, but not enough to win. And these restrictions with using the Western weaponry on Russian soil, they are ridiculous. You can't win the boxing when one hand is tied behind your back. That's exactly how Ukraine fights. Russia attacks the whole territory of Ukraine. We couldn't attack the whole territory of Russia because this is the biggest country in the world up to the far east. But at least we should have a possibility to attack the European part of Russia, military objects there, definitely. We're not speaking about anything else. Ukraine never attacked civilian objects voluntarily. But military objects, we need to do this because without these, we just can't win this war. I hope very much that maybe if not this administration, because this administration is already leaving, we understand this, in less than 2 months, no, exactly in 2 months, there will be elections in the United States. Maybe next administration will change this attitude because I am really disappointed.
Right, I understand that, sir, but I mean, other things were pledged, such as 250 million in military assistance by the US. Then also UK announced it will send Ukraine a package of 650 air defense missiles, and Germany said it will deliver 12 more self-propelled howitzers. This is the latest military assistance that Ukraine will receive. However, we have been discussing this for a while, that there's a difference between pledging and delivering, since there are some significant delays. So I have two questions. Questions. Is this aid significant, the amount of it, the sort of the amount and the number, right? And the second question is, what about the time frame?
Yeah, we don't know for the moment. I can't comment. I don't know when exactly all of this will arrive. But yes, you are absolutely right. Many things which were promised before, they still have not arrived to Ukraine. They are in production or some renovation and so on and so on. And that is also a huge concern. You see, North Korea provided Russia with millions of artillery shells. The whole European Union still can't finish this 1 million shell initiative for Ukraine. And that's the question. I mean, like, economically, North Korea is a joke comparing to European Union. But in the war, it's not a GDP which is fighting. It's a real shells and howitzers. And it looks like this axis of chaos, Russia, North Korea, Iran, and China standing behind them, they just are much more capable, even without China, to produce these lethal weaponry than a big industrial and very well-developed free world. And this is a threat because like this, it shows to these countries that the free world is an easy prey. And I think This is the way for escalation. This is the way for a big World War III, when these regimes will just decide that civilized world is just not strong. That's all. They're weak, and they will attack in this case. So I want to see Europe, not speaking now about United States of America, which is also on another side of ocean, but Europe, to really ramp up production, to really become strong militarily. Without these, Europe will not survive.
Right, this is truly concerning, especially because there are also reports emerging that Iran allegedly has just supplied Russia with some additional weapons. So that's definitely concerning. But let me also ask you about Ukraine's internal politics, because there has been a cabinet reshuffle. Some are saying that it is happening for a reason right now, not earlier, not later, and that this is a pivotal moment in the war. Also, Zelenskyy attending the Rammstein meeting is supposed to be an evidence of that. So what do you say to this? Is it a crucial moment, and will this cabinet reshuffle help?
Yeah, about pivotal moments, there were already so many pivotal moments, and probably there will be more. In the war, every moment is important. This reshuffle, there is more attention to this reshuffle outside of Ukraine than inside of Ukraine. Really, this reshuffle doesn't mean much. Mostly these people came from, those who now new ministers, they came from Office of President, and former ministers came to Office of President. So just the same people, just changing positions. What really should Ukraine do, and President Zelenskyy do, which unfortunately it doesn't do, is to create a national unity government. And that would be the right thing to do. That's exactly what Churchill did in 1940. That's exactly what it was made in Israel recently, and so on. That's how it should be, because we need all people in Ukraine allied around our united around our victory. That's what should be.
Right, but I guess it could be problematic in terms of trying to organize it, or perhaps it could be a concern. Some are saying that Zelenskyy is trying to consolidate power. Would you agree with this statement?
The power is completely consolidated under Zelenskyy. That's reality. Partly it is justified by martial law time. It's the war time, and he is commander-in-chief. So partly it's justified, partly not. He has these autocratic hints, and this is also a concern. So we need to keep democracy in Ukraine. This is very important, because small democracy can win over big autocracy. Small autocracy will never win over big.
So what is the most important thing to accomplish for Ukraine in the near future? Is it more support? Is it getting this green light from the US, which is, it seems unlikely at this moment? Is it internal reorganization? What are some of the priorities for Ukraine from your standpoint?
All of this. Support, more weaponry, no restrictions on using of this weaponry, clear strategy inside the country, and all of this is very, very important. Economic sanctions, political pressure on Russia, military production, all of this is crucial for us because we are facing existential threat.
Right, and how could that be accomplished? Let me go back to the issue of you've mentioned this reshuffling is sort of for optics perhaps, but Dmytro Kuleba was replaced by Andriy Yermak, Andriy Sibiha. So I'm wondering, will there be a change to Ukraine's foreign policy?
No, the foreign policy is run by president, and nothing will change with the change of foreign minister. In general, it's a normal thing to change ministers. They shouldn't be there always. We are not Soviet Union with people who are for 20, 30 years at the same place, or Russia like now. So we need to change people. It's normal. But again, we need to really change people and to have people with independent views and with real programs, not just to change their places, but with the same people. We need really new blood, not kind of hold blood, but in some new vessels.
Oleksiy Goncharenko, thank you, sir, for being with us this morning and for shedding some light on these issues. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching World Talks. Please stay tuned for more here on TVP World.